A tornado outbreak is possible tonight across parts of the Ohio, Tennessee, and Mississippi River valleys as a moderate risk has been issued in the 1630Z Day 1 Outlook update by the Storm Prediction Center. We see here moderate risk across parts of Missouri, Arkansas, western Tennessee, Kentucky, into southern Illinois, where we could see several tornadoes, some of which may be intense and long-lived. And in this video, we're looking at the environmental characteristics that could support this rare December tornado outbreak. 500 millibar relative vorticity right here. We see initially with this wave feature that's over the Rockies, it's going to be amplifying with a shortwave vortmax right down here in the Colorado area. We see here enhanced values of vorticity already. And this is the afternoon. We head toward the evening, it becomes much more amplified, much more well-defined. The shortwave disturbance itself here is negatively tilted within the broader area of trough in the loft, and we see the vorticity maximum is much more well defined. And with this increased dynamics, with the increased amplifying upper level flow, we're going to be seeing substantial surface cyclogenesis. Initially around central Kansas, we see right in through here. This is during the afternoon hours, 18Z. But as we head through the evening, northern Missouri, by late this evening, we're down to 992 minimum central pressure. And by 06Z, we're now down to 992 or 989 millibars in northern Illinois. And by the morning at 12Z Saturday, we're down to 983 millibars. Based on the Weather Prediction Center maps right through here, that's our low pressure. This is the cold front that is sweeping through the area. Very strong, very dynamic system. And what that's going to do, the mass response in the low levels get a strong surge of moisture advection through the boundary layer. As we see here, surface dew points to 21Z already getting pretty high, and by tonight, in the middle of the night in December, we're seeing substantial values of dew points and moisture in the low levels that we don't normally see. We've got through central Illinois, down all the way down to Texas, the Gulf Coast, central parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, even into central Indiana, dew points reaching 60 degrees. And this is in the middle of the night. And further to the south, even higher dew points to the Ozarks, parts of the Mississippi River area, to southern Illinois, mid to upper 60 dew points. It's an extremely rare situation, and with falling 500 millibar temperatures will increase the lapse rate steepness, and what that's going to result in is pretty substantial instability. So we're looking at surface-based CAPE. This is for surface-based parcels. Looking at the potential instability that could develop tonight. This is all happening after 00Z to 12Z is when we're mainly focusing on. And we see during that period substantial instability develops, specifically substantial instability developing from Arkansas into parts of southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, and we're going to extend things a little bit into parts of southwestern Indiana and also western Tennessee, Kentucky. These areas could see pretty large CAPE for the time of year and for the time of day. And with the amplifying upper level flow, we're really going to be seeing an increase in the deep layer wind shear. 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear as we head into the night is going to be tremendously strong. We're looking here at 03Z. We've got, look at the colors on this map. From Arkansas to Indiana, I know this is kind of hard to see because it's all red. We're seeing 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear values in excess of 60, 70, even sometimes 80 knots. More than sufficient for organized convection. And with the low-level wind increasing, this low-level wind field is just going to be massive and rapidly intensifying during the night. We're going to be seeing amplifying low-level flow with enlarging photographs, which will lead to strong 0 to 1 kilometer SRH, as we see here by 03Z, strong values of 0 to 1 kilometer SRH all the way from northeast Arkansas and particularly further north into Indiana. We could be seeing values 200, 300 plus in the 0 to 1 kilometer layer. Now the kind of environment that would support, we're going to take a sounding here from southeastern Missouri. This is within the moderate risk area from the NAM model, and we see a couple things are very important for this setup. The positive area is pretty large for this time of year and the time of night, so we're seeing pretty good updrafts compared to what you might normally expect due to that substantial moisture advection and also the cooling temperatures aloft. Also important is we see very low LCLs and LFC heights. We don't have to lift the parcel as much to get saturated, to get to the unstable area. So surface-based parcels, buoyant and unstable with low cloud bases. We noted earlier very strong deep layer wind shear. In this column here, 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear of 76 knots. Extremely strong. And although the wind profile is somewhat veered, as we see here in the low levels, instead of backed, which would yield more directional shear, we are still seeing substantial hodograph curvature and length, mainly because this low level wind shear, the speed shear, is very, very strong with this system. And that kind of environment is potentially supportive of significant severe weather. We see down here in this box the composite parameters, STP of almost 4 in the middle of the night in December in southeast Missouri, northeast Arkansas, southern Illinois. That's a dangerous setup. And based on experimental tests of my own severe weather forecasting parameter, also fits within the range of a tornado outbreak. And this is going to be simulated here by the latest run of the HRRR. Looking at the daytime, we're not really seeing a lot of activity, and we're going to take a sounding from southern Missouri and kind of illustrate that, what we're seeing with the environment, because we're seeing a little bit of an inversion right here. We're not seeing the lifting take place yet to a large degree, but as we head through the evening, we're going to be seeing increasing low-level warm air advection, moisture advection, and upper level ascent that's going to start overspreading the area and could lead to these discrete thunderstorms developing. We see by the evening numerous well-defined discrete supercells from southern Illinois into Arkansas, and they get even stronger as we head into the night. This is the area that we are really concerned about. I did not mean to click that. This is the area we're really concerned about when it comes to the potential for several tornadoes, potentially long-lived tornadoes, right in through this area where conditions seem to be the best. And that's where we're seeing numerous supercells in this latest run of the HRRR that persist into the nighttime hours into parts of Kentucky, southern Indiana, perhaps even southwestern Ohio. Also severe thunderstorm potential up into northern Indiana, perhaps even my area could see severe weather. And we see additional thunderstorms which could produce isolated wind damage and tornadoes along the cold front. So that's an additional round of weather possible. So this has been the situation update in the afternoon for December 10th, heading into the morning of December 11th. A dangerous nighttime threat with potentially fast-moving, strong, long-lived tornadoes developing in the middle of the night. That makes it imperative that you need to have some way to receive warnings. The NOAA All Hazards Radio, make sure that it's plugged in and working. A phone app, make sure that it can receive warnings and can wake you up if you are asleep. Continue to monitor this situation on social media and local news outlets, because this is a rapidly evolving situation that is expected to be pretty dangerous as we head through the night. I am planning on joining David Schlotthauer for some live coverage of this event, unless severe weather threatens my area. So you might tune into that, where more live coverage of this event is expected to be held, as we could see an outbreak of tornadoes in December in this part of the country. This has been a severe weather briefing for December 10th, 2021, into the morning of December 11th.